All right, welcome back to Slot Talk Tuesdays with Joseph. Boy, we're going on our third week. Have we had a lot of comments, and I'm loving it. So keep your comments coming. We're going to do a review video on all the comments, probably every 4 or 5 weeks. I don't know that we'll have a video next week for New Year's, but this week we have a really special guest, one of my favorite people in the whole world, and I can't wait to tell you who it is, so stay tuned. Guess who I found? My favorite. Y'all welcome Kelly, and everybody knows Casino Kelly and Black. I always get it wrong. Beyond. I always want to say better than Blackjack for some reason, because she is much better than the Blackjack, and she wins a lot. So make sure you check out both her channels, and we'll talk about her husband's channel later. So today's topic, Kelly, is gambling on a cruise ship.
All right.
You've been on a few cruises, huh?
I have been on quite a few cruises.
I've been on a few cruises, not lately, and not with you. So, let's start off. What's your favorite thing about gambling on a cruise?
I guess the fact that you get free cruises for gambling.
Yeah.
But that's about all I can say about that.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the things that you do. If you gamble enough, and we'll talk about that later, but if you gamble enough, they'll usually send you a flyer as soon as you get off, before you even get home. Hey, come back, please.
For
we
your
need you.
free cruise.
For your free
that
cruise.
you paid for.
And the free cruise is usually the smallest little room, sometimes.
I was going to say, no, I've actually gotten...
Oh, you've had balconies?
I've had balconies.
I've
never gotten a suite. I've only had a balcony.
They gave us a suite once. It was the worst room on a cruise ship. So we're gonna ask Kelly a few questions that she may know, and if she doesn't, you jump in and chime in the comments.
Yeah.
What is usually the minimum age to gamble on a cruise ship?
I believe it's 18
for most cruise ships.
Yep.
Because these cruise ships aren't. They don't follow the American laws, right?
I think it's once they hit international water, I believe.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
Or so many.
Yeah, they have to be a certain amount of miles out.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and I think going out of New Orleans, do they have to clear the Mississippi or no? I think in New Orleans they just have to clear a few miles out.
So I don't ever do cruises out of New Orleans.
Yeah, that's the one we Josh and I went on.
I don't love the port of calls.
Yeah.
Ports of call.
Ports of calls. Yeah. And I know Josh is just standing by the door, just going, "Open up the door, please. We're far enough away from land. I have money. I want to gamble." Do cruise ship casinos normally offer the same type of games that you find on?
They do.
Okay.
They do. So they have all the same table games.
Different
Probably
slot
like the table rules aren't the best. Different slots, the video pokers.
Tell me about the video poker, because that's one of my questions. Do you find the odds worse on
So the pay tables are not near as good, right?
Okay.
And everything's dependent on the cruise ship, obviously.
And the
every
brand.
cruise
Sure.
line. So I've been on some cruise lines that have amazing casinos, and then others that are like kind of small and not the best. I went on an MSC cruise not long ago, and their video poker did auto hold, which I absolutely hated, because part of the fun of video poker is the tactileness and touching the buttons, right?
Yeah.
And making the holds and the decisions. So that was weird.
Do you find anyone that likes the auto hold when it comes to it? A lot of people do not like it. Yeah.
No, and then you have to trust that it's making the right holds. And it was interesting because I was playing Ultimate X and it was auto holding, and I thought, okay, so if it is doing the right holds, you're giving the player a huge advantage.
Okay.
Because most people wouldn't even know the correct holds on Ultimate X.
Yeah, I wouldn't know it on Ultimate X.
But then, how do we know you are making the right hold? I mean, I guess you could look, because you can unhold it, right? But I'm talking like just a regular person maybe that doesn't know the game. But no, I actually quit playing because I was like, I don't like this at all. But that was the only cruise ship I'd ever been on that had auto hold.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so the games are about the same.
Mm-hmm.
The denoms on the slot machines are pretty much the same. Do they ever have any new slot machines on there?
Yeah.
They do. Okay, so they bring in new slot machines. Once Josh and I were on a cruise, and we were coming out of Galveston, and they had a oil leak, so we were stuck out there, and they reopened the casino. And when they reopened the casino, Josh and I went back in there and sat, and a lady sat next to me. She wins the car. The car should have probably hit on the next cruise because
They were giving away a car?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Oh yeah, NCL and Carnival, they both give away cars. They gave away 2 cars on that cruise. BMW. Well, yeah.
Never seen that.
But you know what I love about so Coshada's gonna now have 2. Coshada took away their motorcycles,
Okay.
and I believe they're going to put another car or a
They had an ATV,
yeah, something like that. But Coshada's one of the only places that when you win a car, they actually pay the tax, title, and license.
That's nice.
They give you an extra $10,000 for that. So they're one of the only places.
Yeah, because some people win and they can't take it.
No, they're
Because they
like,
can't pay the taxes on it.
and in Louisiana, our sales taxes, and our sales tax will be going up to 10%.
So when this is off topic from
Yeah,
cruise ships.
that's okay.
But when you win those, so you have to pay taxes, but then I think you also have to claim that on your taxes, right, as a gift or whatever the value is.
The value that you walk out of there paying the car for. If the car is listed at $60,000, you get it for $50,000. No, you're paying it on the $50,000 that you're paying for. Yeah,
Yep.
I found that out the hard way. Because a friend of mine won it, and she's like, taxes are going to kill me. Can I use my cabin account to gamble, or do you need cash?
Yes.
So how does that work?
So every cruise ship I've been on, you can do either or. So you can use your cabin room card and charge it to your room, or you can put cash in the machine and get a Tito, just like normal casino. I think it's super dangerous because what happens is you charge to your room and you don't realize because you're just like,
oh, $20 here, $100 there.
Yeah, and it just adds it to your room charge and it goes off your credit card, right? Or however you have your room. And
so what happens when your credit card is, I mean, does it automatically stop you and tell you no, or do people get in trouble that way?
well, I mean, we know of people who have gotten in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's something you really want to be careful is
Yeah.
gamble it within your means, but also probably go down every once in a while and take a look at your, because I'm pretty sure they still have kiosks where you can look at your bill.
Yeah,
because it gets a hold of it.
You can usually do it on your app.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't know that.
So I try to only use cash in the casino because, again, that's a way. It's very dangerous.
You don't even know what you're charging in a hotel half the time, let alone a casino, a cruise ship casino. I mean, sometimes I'm at the hotel and Josh is charging here and I'm charging here. At the end, we're like, how the hell do we charge all that?
Now, I'll say this, too, about the charging at the casino. I've never seen, and you guys can tell me in the comments if you've heard of this, but I've never seen a way to turn it off. And if that's not a possibility, it should be. There should be a way for you to say, don't allow me to
don't let me go over a certain
room.
go over a certain amount.
Right, because I think that most of us can agree that we all go into any gambling situation with the best of intentions, right?
Yeah.
I'm only going to spend $100 or whatever.
Sure.
But then when you get there and the machines are built to psychologically like
we had this talk even before we came on camera.
Right. It is meant to do that. Like there's studies that show like it's meant to make us not think in our right mind, and so it's very easy to go in there saying I'm only going to spend $100.
It's that addiction,
and then you lose it, and then it's too easy to okay, just 100 more, 100 more, 100 more, and then next thing you know, you've spent $1,000, and it isn't until you break that seal, right? You walk out, and then you're like, oh, what did I do?
Yeah, let me get out of here. I do that if I'm losing. I just get up. I'll get up and walk away. I'll take a car trip if I've got my car, because we talked about that. I mean, the psychology behind these machines.
But see, you can't do that in a cruise.
No, you can't do it. Cruise ship, you got to go to the buffet and try to get away. I know that we've been on quite a few cruises, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to spend my next vacation on a cruise because I'm just in a casino the whole time.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. Like every time I've ever gone on a cruise, I'm like, so excited. I'm just gonna relax.
I'm going to the spa.
Right,
I'm gonna swing from a swing on the top floor.
And
everything.
I do love cruising, but I'll be honest, like I can't do more than like 3 days because after the first day, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am bored out of my mind. Get me off of this cruise ship because you can only eat so much food.
Yeah.
They do have shows, but
they're
kind of, you might have the one show at night, but then what are you doing for the rest of the hours?
If I want to see a bad magic show, I can stay home and go next door.
And I'm not like a pool person, so I'm not going to go lay out in the sun. That is, to me, like the worst day ever, like laying out by the pool.
I wear a 3-piece when I go to the pool.
So
and a
the
sombrero.
only thing to do is go to the casino.
I know.
That's it.
I know, especially when you're at sea. You're 2 days at sea, and you're like, oh hell. I have had a day where I just slept all day, and Josh was like, "You just slept the whole day of your vacation." I sure did, and I loved every minute of it. And I saved $10,000 for not having to go to the casino.
Happy Christmas Eve, everybody. It is the 24th day of the 25 Days of Winning giveaway, and we have another winner. Who is it? Congratulations, Nikki Kraus, 3234. Don't forget, tomorrow we're giving away a $100 Amazon gift card. And Nikki, between the two options, you've won the Slotaholic swag bag. Congratulations. That means you are getting a Slotaholic Sip Spin Win t-shirt, keychain, wristband, and sticker, as well as the drawstring backpack. All right, tune in tomorrow to see who our grand prize winner is.
One of the machines that I think is the worst on the casino is those quarter.
The coin pushers.
Oh, the coin pushers.
They get you. Well, first off, that stuff is rigged. There's something not right about it, and then they wrap it up like you're gonna get a bunch of money, and that you finally get those bills, and it's like $2 bills wrapped up, and you're like, "What? You punked me? I feel so stupid." Or the ones where you gotta like get the thing like right through the little hole, and then it'll push off the hundreds or whatever. And Jamie and I have spent so much money, and like one of us is on the side and the other is on the front, and we're like, okay, just over a little.
They don't know that they're double-sided sticky tape to the damn thing.
Did you make that thing too small so it can't fit through there or something? They totally do all kinds of tricky stuff.
It was like Casino Claw. What was that stupid game that we all promoted?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was it called the Claw? Josh,
what was that claw game called? Go Claw. Go all right. Your money went go. God, I was like, there's nothing to this. Mm-hmm. They could have done that better. They could have put a little car in there where you want a car or something. I don't know. Anything's got to be better than that. One of the questions I get a lot on casinos, do you have to bet high on the table games or do they have minimum bets?
Well, they have minimum bets. Most of them that I've seen are like $5.
Oh, so cheaper than the casinos. Mm-hmm. Because I find it's hard to find a lot of casinos that have $5 bets now, huh?
Yeah, most of them I've seen have $5 tables, so.
Okay. And I got this question. You would probably know this. Not talking about cruises, but why do casinos change Monday through Wednesday? They may have $5 tables, and on Thursday everything goes up to $20. Is it because of the weekend? Okay. Because a lot of people complain about that they can't go to the casino Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and they'd love to sit there and do $5 bets. Would it help the casinos to have a few tables like that out, or no?
So, here's the thing: the casinos are just greedy. Let's just lay that down, because you can walk in these casinos on the Strip, some of the larger casinos, and you'll see 30 tables sitting there empty, but they've got a $25 to $50 table minimum.
Yeah,
and
no one wants to play them. Clearly,
you're not busy.
Yeah.
Lower those tables.
And I look at them sometimes, I go, God, you're not even paying you're not even making enough for your employee to stand there.
Imagine, that's what I was going to say, imagine being the dealer and having to just stand there. Like, I'll tell you, I can't stand up on my feet in one spot for 5 minutes with my back killing me. So I always feel so bad for those dealers. But at least if you have people at your table, your mind is focused somewhere else, so you're not
day goes
feeling
by
the back pain.
Yeah.
But can you imagine I think they rotate every 20 or 30 minutes. Can you imagine just standing there looking at nothing? You're not making tips. You're not interacting with people. But again, it's because these casinos are just so dang crazy.
There's a casino by my house that when I go in there, and I don't frequent it too much anymore, but when I go in, there's just a line of them, and they're just standing there looking at each other. And I'm like, if y'all would just lower it, you'd get the local crowd back in here that wants to play it.
Yeah, it's hard, especially for games like blackjack. You know, if it's a $25 bet, it's $25. At least,
Sure.
At least that's what it is.
Yeah.
But then you play a game like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or something. If you have a $25 minimum, that's only for one bet. So it's not a true $25 minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum, you're putting $25 on the bet, $25 on the ante. So that's $50 without
Sure.
any side bets. And then to play the hand, minimum would be another. So it's really like a $75 minimum. So it's super misleading anyway.
And you better hope you win part of your hands back. Shoot. Drinks are never free on on most cruises unless you buy a drink package. But do you get free drinks in the casino a lot of the times?
I think so. Although I'll say every cruise I've been on probably in the last 4 years has been on a casino offer. And so it'll say free drinks in the casino.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know if that's only if you're on an offer, because depending on the ship, like some ships have given me a special card that I have, like a charm that goes on it.
Each ship is kind of different.
That shows it's free
Okay.
drinks. Like Virgin Cruise, your drinks are always free for
Virgin.
everyone. It's part of what you pay
Yeah,
for.
I think
So-
Virgin's probably the best cruise out there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it really just kind of depends on the cruise ship. They're all kind of doing different things now.
Okay. Yeah, I get that question a lot. It's like, hey, can I drink for free if I'm gambling? I'm like, well, I don't drink. I have to go ask Josh. And then Josh is like, I don't remember. I was drinking too much. Last cruise we went on was Carnival, and yes, they did. Once we earned a certain amount of points, the free drinks kicked in. So I don't remember what the points were. Could have been 100, could have been 1,000. I don't know how,
Yeah.
And that leads us into earning comps. So comps on a cruise ship.
So cruise ships have players clubs just like a casino, right? So
Okay.
you get a player's card, and
That's separate from your cruise card.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can go, well,
It is and it isn't.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Because you still can use your cruise card. Yeah. So that's,
Yeah.
I think, just hooks to your cruise card.
Sure.
And
Everything's digital nowadays.
Right. So then you'll earn like point play. It's never a lot, at least in my experience. And then you'll start getting offers. At some casinos or cruise ships I've been on, it's very transparent. Like if you get this many points, you'll get a free cruise with an inside room. If you get this many, you'll get a free, like it's very transparent. And then other ones, it's like, I have no idea. Because there's some cruise ships that I get really great offers from that are like high end cruise, like Celebrity. And I get better offers having spent less money than I do from other ones. So I'm like, I don't really know how they work that.
So if you love to cruise and you love to gamble, if you gamble enough, you're going to pretty much get free cruises. Just keep getting free cruises.
And don't ever, if you're a gambler, don't ever pay for a cruise. So you can call the cruise line casino directly. Like there's numbers, you can just find them online. Because cruise ships have hosts, just like casinos do.
Okay.
So
I did not know that.
Yeah, they have a host. And always go to your host office at the end of your cruise. I did not know that either until last year. And then I had booked all this spa stuff, and at the end of the cruise, I'd happened to meet a host the first day, and he's like, come back at the end of the cruise. And he took all my charges off my room.
Wow.
I had never done that before because I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, okay.
So I always go see the host at the end. But you can call them and then tell them, like, show them the play that you do at your normal casino, or you can use companies like URComped. And URComped is kind of the biggest one that we all talk about, but there are tons of other companies like a URComped.
How does your comp work?
So you go online, create a profile
On your comp.
on URComped.com.
It's spelled just like it is, your comp. Okay.
URComped.
Okay.
And you'll just upload your casino offer. So if you have an offer from your local casino that says, like, $200 in free play, you can upload that.
You'd want to put the highest one in, don't you
Yeah.
think? Okay.
Or upload, we almost all get these free cruise offers through the casino.
Through the casinos,
right?
yeah.
Like, come in and pick up your free cruise. I got a story about that.
Oh, good. We
But
want to hear it.
come in and pick up your free cruise. Upload those offers, and they'll match them. So,
So that, like you
Definitely
said,
do
your comp, I haven't even done that, so I'm going to do that soon. So that's a good way. And then, like she said, make sure if you're spending $5, don't go see the host at the end. If you're spending a decent amount of
Yeah,
money,
like, so
go see the host.
yeah. So if you go to the spa or do a specialty restaurant or whatever, go see the host. And
Because $100 ain't gonna get you no free spa. I'm gonna tell you that. You need to pay for that spa like 5 times over in that casino before.
Yes.
Before it's like any other casino, I miss the free buffets. What happened to those?
so you want to hear my story about
Yes.
the casino cruise?
Yes.
So, way back in my early days of gambling, you guys may relate to this, either now or in your past.
Yeah.
When I finally started getting like free gifts from the casino,
Yeah.
like it didn't matter if it was a towel. I was
Ouch.
driving like 30 minutes because I was like, I'm so cool, I got my free gift. And of course, it always would cost me money, but I would drive to this Harris. I could come all the way through the city to get my free throw that I just threw in a closet. 'Cause
Yeah.
What the hell am I going to do with this cheap
Give it
ass
Christmas gifts.
Yes. So, anyway, I got a free cruise, but it was from MGM Baltimore.
No.
And I was so excited because this was before I knew about URComped.
Yeah.
And I'd only been on a couple cruises in my life, and I was like, we can't afford to go on a cruise, too expensive.
You had to go out of Baltimore?
No, it was from the casino. I had to go pick
Oh,
up.
oh.
I booked a flight and flew to Baltimore to pick up my free cruise. And because I was there, like, I was only there for 24 hours, I lost so much money.
You could have
Oh
just
my
left out of New
God.
Orleans.
I could have booked myself like 5 cruises. And you know what? We never even went on that free cruise.
Because you were so angry. I'd be angry on that
But I was so
cruise.
excited because I was like, oh my God, they're giving me a free cruise. Like, I thought I just hit the jackpot. They're giving me a free cruise. And I flew all the way to Baltimore to pick it up.
I'm married to a sucker giveaway. Oh,
Don't ever do that.
they're giving away a bottle of water. We have to go. I won't say the name, but one casino was giving away a 6-pack of Cokes like a couple years ago. I'm like, you going down there for a 6-pack of Coke? I get you 6-pack of Coke out of the refrigerator.
I think you just gave it away.
Yeah. But Caesars doesn't do any gifts anymore.
Oh, really?
No, I'm almost 7-star again. I don't know how I managed to become 7-star because I never go in there. But I play on the days that they give you the ultimate extra points. God, I haven't played in there in probably a couple months. But they don't give anything away anymore like they used to.
These casino gifts are so
I've gotten
not good.
No, in the old days, I got some
Except at
good ones.
Yamava. Yamava gives away some great gifts.
Yeah,
I
y'all
get things that I'm like, man, I almost want to
I
fly
wish
to
I was over
California
there.
just for these gifts. They'll give away like Marc Jacobs purses, and
Mm-hmm.
I got a big old Cuisinart mixer that I flew home with.
Bitch, this is going in my carry-on.
Yes, I got a pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses. Over here they give away like
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
generic cheap
Yeah.
little sunglasses. We don't get good gifts over here, but
No, the best thing I ever got here, I got a whole set of crystal from them. Every type of champagne glass, wine glass. We went every week for like 2 months, and now I've been using them. But yeah, so remember URComped. Y'all check that out because, like I said, I've never used it. Weird question I got. Do I need to? And I was thinking, well, that's a stupid question, but there are no stupid questions. But if you want to, do I need to cash out my chips before leaving the ship?
well, I mean, unless you're
Yeah.
gonna take them home as a souvenir.
That's what I thought when someone asked me that. I was like, well, the same when you leave a casino. If you're going back the next day, yeah. I mean, tickets are usually good for 30 to 60 days, like tickets on regular casinos. But I don't think you're getting back on that cruise ship anytime soon.
Yeah, and they'll remind you. They'll keep saying, make sure you cash in because they do close the casino every night. Like, it's not a 24-hour thing. They'll close it at a certain time.
Yeah.
And then open at a certain time in the morning. So
And they'll close before you get to that port, and they won't reopen.
So they'll keep reminding you to cash in your stuff.
most cruise ships have very limited smoking areas actually on the cruise ship. Where smokers can go. Can you smoke in the casino? What have you thought about that?
Okay, so this is very dependent on the cruise ship.
Okay.
During COVID, I think all of them went away, like no smoking, and then some of them brought it back. Some of them have stayed non-smoking, but I found the newer ships are doing completely separate rooms, which is great because the older ships that have like the non-smoking and smoking together,
they just mix because
they
so
just
small.
mix. So this slot machine might be smoking and this one's not, and you're like, okay, well, you're not really helping me here. Or it might be like this side of the aisle versus, but you're in one room.
Just won't have any ashes on that machine, but you can still smell the smoke.
Right.
Yeah.
But the newer cruise ships, if they allow smoking, have completely separate rooms. So several of the Norwegian cruise lines have that, and I think that's what the one I'm
These
thinking
casinos
of.
must be much larger than the ones that I went on because
They're pretty big.
Okay.
And you can't smell even the smoke. It's kind of like the airport. When you walk past those rooms, they're like sealed.
Yeah,
That's how they are the
okay,
cruise ships. Like you don't know that they're smoking in there. And then a lot of the cruise ships, like Princess and I think Celebrity even, is not smoking at all. So
Good. That's good to know because that's why I brought her on because I haven't been on a cruise in a while. Are there any special casino tournaments that go on?
yes.
There are.
So sometimes they're free. Sometimes there is a small cost.
Buy-in? Okay.
But they're fun.
Is it cards and slots, poker, everything? Okay. A lot of casinos also offer bingo?
Yes.
Have you played those and do you win actual prizes? Because I've never played them.
I've played, but I've never won.
Okay.
But I do believe there's money prizes.
Okay, good.
Or like a free cruise sometimes.
Yeah.
But it'll say like when you sign up like what exactly you're playing for.
And I remember being on a cruise once where everyone playing at that time got registered into a giveaway, like for that hour or that day, and I won. Josh and I won. Both of us won free cruises. We used one of them and let the other one go. Win-loss statements. So I asked you this earlier about win-loss statement on cruise ships. So just like any casino, I found out at the end of a period, you can go in and request your win-loss statements. Why are win-loss statements important? Because if you've won a lot one year, you want to balance it out because those taxes are going to kill you. I'm looking at a big tax this year. I think not to brag, I had a really good year, my best year. God, knock on anything to hope this continues. But I had 36 hand pays, which were over 100,000. And so I'm hoping I lost at least 100,000 to balance it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to pay taxes on $100,000.
Yeah.
That's capital gas, 33%.
I've never won, so I've never even tried to get a win-loss from a cruise ship, but I believe you can.
And you can combine them you can combine all your win-loss statements here. So, what do you want to talk about cruises? Anything in your mind? Because that's all the questions that the viewers had about it.
I would just say
My stomach is growling. I'm sorry.
I don't know because I've been asked this, like what are the rules governing casinos on cruise ships? And the answer is that I don't know, but I know it's not our laws, right? Because
In the
it's
US.
international. So I do know they're not set to pay back much.
Okay, that's what I'm going to ask you. So do you think the payoff is a lot less?
I bet it.
Or
I
do you
mean,
think it's just luck?
I don't know if that information is out there of what the exact, percentage is, but I know it's less. And I would say,
If you work on a cruise ship, let us know. We won't use your name.
I know people have gotten lucky on cruise ships.
Sure,
obviously. But I would definitely not go expecting to win.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough because, like I said, even the table games, the payouts are going to be a lot less. You're going to get like a 6-5 blackjack.
They're not governed by U.S. laws or by tribal laws or by state laws. So a lot of casinos here are governed by Louisiana State, Nevada, tribal. So they're governed by the country that cruise ship comes out of. And
Yes.
how are you going to find that information?
So I think there's only 2 cruise ships, if I'm correct, that are like American cruise ships.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And
It's like something of America,
but they don't.
Freedom of America.
Yes,
or
and then
whatever.
Viking. I believe Viking is, but they don't have gambling.
You
yeah.
know, Disney doesn't have gambling either, which I guess makes sense. They need kids.
Disney
but,
wants you to spend all that money on that Disney
so,
merchandise.
I've never been on any of the Americas. I think it's like Freedom of America. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, it's something like that.
But I do know those are American based, even though they're part of the fleet, you know. But those two, and I only know that because sometimes I like to watch YouTube videos. There's YouTube videos of cruise workers who document their stuff. And
I watch them on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, one of the ones I watched, the girl works on one of the ships. She's like a dancer or something,
Yeah.
and she was saying like she works on those because they make more money. On those. So I don't know what their laws are in casinos. Yeah. That would be very interesting to know all that stuff, but I wouldn't even know where to find that information.
I'm going to do my research for that. So when we do our follow-up on all of our topics, we'll do that like once every 6 weeks or so. Because we're getting so many questions, and I appreciate all your comments, all your questions, because you're making me also think, going, oh, wow, I didn't even think about that, or I didn't think about that. We talked about tipping last week, and there were so many great comments on tipping that you know, like I forgot about tipping the restroom attendant. There's a lot of casinos and nightclubs have restroom attendants. So a lot of that I just kind of forget. So we'll talk about that on another video. Any more questions or answers about cruises?
No, just go with a budget.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah, it's budget.
I would say go. If it's your first cruise, go less days rather than more days and see how you feel because
like a 5-day cruise rather than a 7-day.
Like for me, 7 days is way too much. Even 5 days is way too much.
Yeah.
Like for me, 3 nights, 4 days is perfect.
Mm-hmm. That's my trip to Vegas right there. 3 days in Vegas is long enough.
So maybe start on the shorter end and see how you feel. See if you can handle more. But just be careful with the budget. And remember, a free cruise is never free. Nope.
A free night at the casino is never free either.
Yeah.
No. Kelly's one of my favorite people to gamble with. We haven't gambled together in a while. So hopefully let me tell you something. I've got to call her. And where are you at? Florida, Nevada, some Indian tribal casino. I'm like, I can't keep up with her. I ask Josh all the time, where is Kelly? Where is Kelly? And he's like, I don't know, text her. I don't know how you can do it with you're married, you got kids, you got 2 very successful casino channels which you have to check out. I don't know how you do it. I barely can get out of bed during the day. And I'm like, I want to go back to sleep.
So one day at a time. We do leave for Vegas next week.
Didn't you just got back from Vegas?
We did.
You go to Vegas what, twice a month now, maybe?
We try to do once a month. This will be twice this month, but only because we're going to pick up my furniture out of my storage unit there. So
to bring it to Florida, maybe? Mm-hmm. Okay. We keep saying that we're going to create a little village in Vegas that we all 4 of us can live at. Josh and I hope to be in Vegas about 3/4 of the time by the summer. To leave New Orleans is a big thing. We'll keep our store. And we'll come back here once a month and do everything we need to do. But French Quarter is so expensive. For what I pay for this little place, I could be living in a mansion in Nevada. Every time I get on Nevada, I go, Las Vegas? What? People say Vegas is expensive?
But that's because you live in the French Quarter. So compared to my house, it's very expensive. So
I want to be 6 feet up. I want to be 6 floors up in case it floods. And in case I get robbed, they'd have to climb up the side of the wall, honey. They ain't getting in my house. I figured I might as well put it all down in the first of the month so I don't have to worry about all that. Kelly's one of my favorite people. I tell you, I have to tell you, the first time I met you at Coshada, I just absolutely fell in love with you. On the ride home, I said, these are going to be good friends of ours. And Josh says, yep, they sure are. And we've been good friends ever since. And she's exactly what you see on camera. She's got a heart of gold, and I just love her. And I think the people have this idea that slot influencers are making all this kind of crazy money.
Not these people.
Yeah.
Not these two.
No. I say it all the time, and maybe I don't tell you guys, but we kind of do the work to balance our budget of gambling. But
really, for our size channels, it's it's a
It's
net
a loss.
zero at
Yeah.
the end, because see what people don't understand too. Again, it was a way off topic.
Yeah,
cruise
that's
ships,
all right.
Is that so we're losing money making the content, right? Because rarely are we winning.
Yeah. Y'all don't see how many losing videos before
Right.
we put out a winning
So
video.
yeah, like we may make money on YouTube, but what it cost us for to create the content
Pennies.
is nothing.
Yeah.
But then we have to claim all that money that we made on YouTube as self-employment income
Exactly.
and pay taxes on it,
that.
because you can't deduct the gambling because it's gambling.
Yeah.
So I guess then people on the other end will say, well, nobody said you have to do
No,
it.
they
Why do
don't.
you do
They
it?
don't.
And
And
we
we love
don't
it.
have to do it.
No.
So we do it because it's fun. So the huge channels with tons of sponsors and all, they're definitely making
Oh,
money,
absolutely. But that's the top 10.
for
Everybody
us,
below them is
right.
nothing.
We do it as more of a hobby, passion project because, we do gamble for content a lot of times.
Yeah,
I would love to say I'm only filming what I'm gambling anyway, and I think that's what most of us go in thinking we're gonna do. And maybe some people do that. I doubt the majority gamble for content, though. I think if people are honest, they'll say, no, I'm gambling for content.
Yeah. I only gamble for content now because it's every once in a while, maybe once every couple months, I'll walk down to Caesars with Josh and just gamble for fun. And a bonus will come up and I'll be like, but I can't film it. And this is no fun because I want y'all to see it. And it was a great bonus, so I try to sneak it in. And then I get in trouble. And then it just all... And I'm like, it's not worth it for me, when I can drive over to Treasure Chest. Now, I know that Caesars is allowing us to film now, so we'll start filming back over there pretty soon. But I'm with you. People have this idea that I had a woman walk up to me and she goes, "Oh, what's going on, millionaire?" And I'm like, "Millionaire? You want to see my bank statement of the month?"
I know. We get that a lot on our
Yeah.
channel. Like people say, "Oh, all you do is gamble every day," or
No.
"Do you even have a job?" Like,
Yes.
Yes.
We all work.
Trust me.
We work 2 jobs plus gamble jobs.
Yes. If you thought that we could do what we're doing just off of what we make on YouTube, no.
My name ain't Brian Christopher. No, I love him to
If
death.
I didn't
but
have an income from my job,
to put into gambling, we wouldn't have any gambling
there
videos.
would be no channel.
Yeah. And casinos lately, there was a good article out recently that I put on my Facebook page, and I put it on Slotaholic, but the casinos and the game manufacturers are realizing what a big influence that the slot influencers have on them. And there's good and bad to that. There's a lot of us that are, I'm going to start calling the old school slot influencers that came up in the last 3 to 10 years that had rules and regulations that we had to follow. And then you've got a lot of the new ones that are just coming out, not asking, not getting permission, filming people at the casino. And that is bringing us down a little bit. But the casinos understand our value. The game manufacturers understand our value. And I hope in years to come they will reward us for our value a little bit more than we're being rewarded now. We're lucky that we have a few casinos that we work with that are really good to us, but we get a lot of calls from casinos saying, "Hey, you want to travel 18 hours to come for $50 and a free buffet?" And I'm like, no.
I got offered, I won't name the casino,
Yeah, don't
but
name the casino.
to go film at a casino in Washington for $500.
No, the airfare's $1,000.
And I'm thinking, are you for real?
Yeah, the airfare's $1,000. So, what we're saying is, look, we understand we have a choice just to say no, of course, but the budget that they used to put together for mail outs, the budgets that they used to put together for all their spots on all media, they're not using that as much. So they've got a little extra money in their budgets that they can put towards slot influencers, because kids today, they want to go on YouTube and see how it works. They're not reading a pamphlet. Yep. They're not going to read a pamphlet about a slot machine. How does the slot machine work? How's the payout? Am I going to get a bonus? They want to know that stuff, In the old days, they would just send you this big old thing in the mail, and you're like, okay, I don't need to read all this stuff, And that's another thing. If they just save the amount of money on paper, casinos, and just put it all right on our phones, just text me once a month what my offers are. I don't need to get this stuff on.
We could have a whole episode on casino marketing because I don't need to have 50 flyers in my mailbox in a week.
My poor mailman thinks I'm a junkie.
That I can get $20 of free play between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m. in California.
Yeah,
when I live in New Orleans. Why are you sending that to me?
Yeah, it's such a waste of money when
well, and the environmental things too, with all the ink and stuff, and that's that thick cardstock paper. So, the casinos have the money, you spend it how you want to. But there are some environmental costs that we should be thinking about too.
I would say by 2027, be done with all mail outs. Or do this. When you sign up for a card, ask them. If you're of a certain age, 60, 70, 80, my mom doesn't read. Yeah. My mom wants something that she can flip through, I don't want all that. I throw it directly into the trash most of the time. I read it and I go, okay, I'm getting $50 from this place. No, I'm not going there this week. So yeah, what's your take on that? I know it's kind of off topic, but that's all right. We always jump off topic.
Yeah, we could do a whole video on that.
And then in a couple weeks we are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about influencers. We have a bunch of fun videos coming up. There won't be a video next week because we are going to take off for the holidays. But the week after that, we're going to come back and we're going to have a very hot topic. So make sure y'all stay tuned. And thank you, Kelly, for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh, for pushing all the buttons for us. He's in the kitchen polishing off a cheese platter. What do they call them?
A charcuterie?
A charcuterie board.
How do you say that?
I don't know. But isn't it just a cheese platter? Who's the Martha Stewart? Lord have mercy. I was watching her the other day on TV. This is a short story before I go. And I was getting a pie out of a box. It was a Marie Callender's pie.
I saw your post about that. That was a lemon meringue pie. It looked good. You said it was good.
I ate the whole thing. You didn't get any. Like within 3 days, I ate the whole thing. I don't even need to put it on a plate. I just scooped it out. But I'm watching Martha Stewart. And she's like, yes. I got this lemon juice from a 307-year-old lemon tree. I milked it out of the lemon. And these hand mashers are from a tribe out of a village that no longer exists. And so I put it on Facebook with the carton up there. And people are like, you just got it out of a carton. And I was like, yeah, I was making fun of there. But hope everybody has a very, very, very happy holidays, Merry Christmas and all that. We love you, and we hope you'll come back tomorrow for another fun slot video. And tell us both how do we find you?
Casino Kelly.
Casino Kelly.
At that like it's
Casino Kelly. She's looking at the microphone. Casino
It does
Kelly.
look like a camera.
And do say this. You did change your name about a year ago.
Yes. So formerly Slot 500 Club.
Yep.
Casino Kelly.
Where did the Slot 500 come from? 500 is what you used to put in the slot machines.
Yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
We always started with 500, and slot500.com was already taken. I wanted to get a URL. So I just added club behind it because I was like, oh, it's going to be like a club of people. It was a stupid name.
I liked it.
And so
but I like Casino Kelly better.
Casino Kelly and Beyond Blackjack, and then Jamie's new channel, Action Video Poker.
It's doing really well, and he's funny. Jamie, I don't know that he knows he's funny. Does he know he's funny? Because he's funny. He'll say stuff that is funny, and I don't even think he gets that he knows it's funny. He cracks me up. What a just an incredible fun guy. I love Jamie as much as I love you. I feel like y'all are just part of our family, and that's what I was going to say earlier. That's one thing that we may not make much money on this, but we've come to the friendships that we've built has been well worth it.
Absolutely.
Well worth it. Because I know when I need 100, she gonna go, let me spot me 100, Kelly.
You know it.
So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and comment and tell us what we missed about cruising and what you like about cruising and what you don't like about cruising gambling. And, keep it on topic a little bit. Love you guys. Hope you have a happy holidays. Thank you, Kelly.
Bye.